The member for Redlands.
Deputy Speaker, continuing on from yesterday, just again to restate my thanks to the Red Roses Foundation and the Centre Against Sexual Violence. Their work and submissions on this bill and the work that they do in my community every day, tackling the scourge that is domestic and family violence, is just incredible. They've both made submissions. And within that, it again talks about the vicious tool that images can be used for in perpetrating domestic and family violence. So this legislation is excellent news, with really proactive steps to penalise the perpetrators. The key elements of the bill are that it will be a new offence to distribute the intimate images without consent. There's two new offences of making threats to distribute intimate images or prohibited visual recordings, and that there's rectification orders now, and that's really important, that will empower sentencing courts to direct offenders to remove and delete images of the prohibited visual images or recordings. The new offence of distributing images without consent prohibits the distribute of intimate images of another person without that person's consent and in a way that would cause the person distress reasonably arising in the circumstances. The maximum penalty for this offence now being 3 years imprisonment. This is a really significant deterrent. Defences are included to provide protections for the new offence where distribution of the intimate image is for genuine artistic, educational, legal, medical, scientific, public benefit or law enforcement purposes, and these defences are consistent with other legislation in this space. The new offences of making threats to distribute intimate images or prohibited visual recordings criminalise threatening to distribute intimate images of another person. Again, I think that that's really important because as much as though the damage that's done once they're up and live, having that threat hanging over you is just a terrible, it's dreadful, and causes victims terrible distress. And I had that conversation with Betty Taylor in some of the examples that she was speaking to me on. The bill creates the two-threat offence, one that will apply when the threat is made to the person depicted in the image, and the other that will apply where the threat is made to the person who is not the subject of the image. The latter offence would, for example, capture an ex-partner's threatening a person's new partner or a person's family members with the distribution of an intimate image. And the penalty for both of these offences, again, is 3 years. The rectification orders, as I said, is really important, allowing the justice system to get that material down. Mr. Deputy Speaker, this is really important legislation that addresses the societal changes that technology has brought about. Technology continues to disrupt our society, and it's really important that our legislation keeps up the pace with where technology is taking us. This legislation has been designed to deal with the harm caused by publication and sharing of intimate personal images, and as we've heard in all of the contributions, it's significant damage that has caused that individual. It is with pleasure that I commend this bill to the House.
Madam Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. I call the member for Caloundra.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Pardon me, and I do rise to make a short